What's up, guys? Swift here, explaining the missed TD pass from Justin Fields to Ryan Griffin. This one has been talked about a lot. Now, when I did my post-game reaction, I talked about Justin Fields missing this one. This pass has been talked about so much by former NFL players and media guys. JT O'Sullivan and Adam Hogue are two of the people who said, no, Fields has to make this pass. I said something very similar to what both Trent Dilfer and Keyshawn Johnson said. They both explained why this was on the tight end. Adam Hogue wants to point out that Justin Fields took the blame for it, so therefore it's his fault. Adam Hogue, he took the blame for it because he is a leader, and that is what he's supposed to do. Justin Fields is not supposed to throw his teammates under the bus in a press conference. That's just not what a leader does. Like always, I'm here to kill those narratives and give you guys the facts. Both things are true on this one. Justin Fields could have not led him so much, and as an NFL QB, he has to hit throws like this. Very true. However, the reason he missed this one is because Ryan Griffin was shuffling his hips and giving a false indicator of his speed. When I explained this, I pointed to his hips. If a guy's hips are turned, it severely affects his speed. His hips should be pointing towards the back of the end zone, not inside as he's looking back here. Trent Dilfer used different vocabulary, but he says the same thing. He refers to the player's junk and which way it's pointing, but it's the exact same concept as his hips that I spoke about. What Fields needs to do is take responsibility, but then get with Ryan Griffin and explain to him why he was overthrown. Like Dilfer says, you have to look back to the QB with your chin, turn your head, you look for the ball, not shift your entire body into a shuffle or a strafe that affects your speed. This is a play that was just talked about so much, I had to add my 2 cents, and then I'll let you listen to Trent Dilfer and Keyshawn Johnson so you can hear their sides on it. There are some guys out there that are just too stubborn to find the whys. I want to make it clear that Justin Fields needs to hit passes like this, but communication is key, and it's clear that Fields expected Griffin to keep running and was throwing to a spot. Griffin was not expecting that, had his hips in a shuffle, and his junk was not pointing at the corner of the end zone. I appreciate everybody who watches. Hit that like button for me. This was just a quick one today. Enjoy listening to Trent Dilfer and Keyshawn Johnson. And until next time, bear down.
He has the replay, pull it up, because this is going to be really hard to explain, and I got to be politically correct how I say it. When you're throwing a touch ball, especially a touch ball that has a vertical element to it, so you're leading a guy. So think of anything where you're leading a guy up the field. The hardest thing to make is an accurate throw when that player's groin, we'll use his groin, his junk, is not pointed forward. Think about it. Anybody that's ever played pickleball, that you've, at any level of your life, you've been an athlete. If your junk is pointing forward, you can run your speed, your natural speed. If your junk is pointed inside, you're shuffling and you're giving a false cue of what your speed is. And on that play, he has to layer it over. I think it's a defensive end or linebacker because it was a delay. It was like a tight end, screens, and then block, and then release. And he's going vertical, but is it Griffin or Griffith?
Griffin.
Griffin's junk's pointed inside. Therefore, his speed is hard to judge. And this is something I harp on all over the country when I go do consulting or scheme evaluation or player evaluation. I'm like, you can't blame the quarterback for overthrowing a post route when that guy breaks on a post and his junk goes inside. His junk should be pointing at the goalpost and he should be peeking his chin over his inside shoulder. So that's one I wrote down right away. Everybody's going to call that a whiff. They don't score on the possession. They don't get the 4th and 1. Justin's going to get all the heat on that. And I would challenge anybody to go throw a touch ball in that moment where you can't gauge a guy's speed. Now, if you can just throw it at him like a dart, different story. Doesn't matter where the junk's pointing because you're not gauging speed. You're throwing at a target. But when you're throwing that ball's laid out there to a spot and you're gauging speed as you're releasing it And he's given a false cue on his speed. So I will fight to the bitter end for quarterbacks when receivers give them false speed cues on touch balls or vertical balls.
They did have the ball in the tight red zone. Justin Fields missed a throw to a wide open guy.
What they have.
You talking about the one? You talking about the one to the tight end?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta make that one.
See, you seeing it on television. I'm seeing it live, right?
Mhm.
The tight end was running like he had gravy boots on. He act like he didn't know how to get to the. You know what you're supposed to do, Harry? Drop your head. You understand flight of the ball.
And dig.
Flight, dig, go. He did not. He running like he. I was like, he ain't gonna never get to the football. I sat there and told Shannon and them and my man, I'm like, he ain't gonna never catch that. Look how he running. He's running scared. He's all tight running and like, drop your head, man. Dig into the football. Dig into the football. Drop your head. Dig into the football. Pump your. Oh, look at it. Look at the shoulders. The shoulders is turned back. Your shoulders cannot be turned back at the quarterback. You're never going. Your momentum is going to slow down. That's all I'm saying.